all of you should be pretty familiar with your Air Force physical fitness test. What we want to do is we want to look at how the effects of Air Force PT is correlated with actual human performance measures, anaerobic and aerobic fitness, as well as we want to look at the effects of Air Force PT on human performance measures. So how are we going to do this? We have a multitude of ways that we can test this. Muscular strength, muscular endurance, proprioception, anaerobic and aerobic fitness, and then body composition. So we have all this that we can do in our lab, which is the Applied Neuromuscular Physiology Laboratory in the Colvin. So our protocol is a 3-day protocol. Day 1, you would come in, fill out the paperwork, inform consent. We would familiarize you on everything that we're doing, and then afterward we would put you through a VO2 max treadmill test. And what that's going to do is that'll be the maximum rate at which your body can consume oxygen, and this primarily is used to assess your cardiorespiratory fitness. So this should relate highly to your 1.5-mile run. So the protocol that we have set up, you basically go until you fail, or volitional failure until you can't go anymore. So it's set up, we have 10 stages set up on our treadmill, but we'll just see how it goes. There's 2-minute stages. You start at 4 miles an hour at a 0% grade, and then the grade doesn't change until the 7th stage. Once you hit the 7th stage, the mile per hour stays the same at 9, but then you keep going up 2% every 2 minutes after that. So day 2 and day 3. So day 2, we're going to be doing a body composition assessment. Go ahead. So how are we going to do this? We have what's called a BIS system, and we're able to calculate your fat-free mass and your fat mass from that, which will give us your body fat percentage. Along with that, we're going to be using an ultrasound machine on your quadriceps and your hamstrings, and we're going to be able to get your cross-sectional area of those muscles. And what that's going to tell us is how we relate that to human performance is generally the more cross-sectional area that you have in that muscle, the more force you're able to produce. So for the proprioception assessment that we talked about, we have a balance assessment. It's a Biodex balance system, and we're able to look at your postural stability, which is focusing on your sway index. So we'll have you standing there, how much you sway. Will tell us kind of how good you are with your muscle spindles, Golgi tendon organs, as well as your sensory information. So go ahead to the next one. Next one. So the way that we have this set up is on a firm surface and a foam surface. You'll have eyes open, eyes closed on both of them. And we're able to calculate a sway index based on that. These are commonly used for post-concussion, post-injury, and in the elderly population for fall risk assessments, but we think it's something that we can add on with you guys as well. Next, we're going to go into a vertical jump and a hand grip assessment. So the vertical jump, that's a dynamic functional movement that you always have, or you always see athletes do. So what we're able to get from this is we're able to get a lower body functional movement looking at power and velocity. And we hook you up, you just have a belt that goes around your waist attached to what's called a linear transducer, and that is able to give us average power, peak velocity, average velocity. And as well as that, you'll be on a jump mat, so we can see how high you jump and how long it takes you to land. And then with the hand grip dynamometer, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just grab it as hard as you can, and it spits out a number either in kilograms per force or pounds per force. And with this, it's been shown to correlate with your physical fitness as well as your work capacity. And also, recently they talked about how it's related to mortality rate in elderly individuals. So to get into the more fun stuff, we have what's called a Biodex dynamometer. And what we're able to do on that is we're able to put you in a certain range of motion and make it so you can only go so fast with it. With that, we get peak torque. So that's the maximum amount of force that you're able to put against this lever arm. Rate of torque development and rate of velocity development, they're pretty similar. So rate of torque development, how fast can you produce that force? Or rate of velocity development, how fast can you move your limb against the lever arm? And then what we do is we're able to use that to apply it to different types of functional measures, such as how fast can you start and stop, things like that, accelerate, decelerate. So what we would have you do with our protocol is we have you sit in an isometric or static position where you kick out as hard as fast as you can, your muscle's not going to be moving, and then you pull in as hard as fast as you can. So we're looking at your quadriceps and your hamstrings. Then what we would do is we would set it at a specific angular velocity. So no matter how fast you push, you're not going to go past 60 degrees per second, 180 degrees per second, or 300 degrees per second. So what it does is as you kick out, it produces a counter force against you, so it keeps you at those speeds. Finally, we put you through what's called a Wingate anaerobic test. What this is going to do is you'll be cycling. As you cycle, we ramp you up to as many RPMs as you can get. As soon as you get to that highest RPM, we put 7.5% of your body weight resistance against you for a 30-second all-out bout. What we're able to get from this is we're able to get fatigue index. We can look at your total power from this, your peak anaerobic power, your mean anaerobic power, and basically your anaerobic capacity as a whole. So this is the protocol that we're setting up. We would really like you guys to participate. Like I said, we want freshmen first, and then once we get them all done, we want the upperclassmen as well. Nate, do you have anything?
Good afternoon, Colonel Docky, Cadre, POC, GMC. Today I'm going to be briefing you on wing organization and the importance of using your chain of command. So my first point is wing organization, and it starts at the basic flight, squadron, grouping, then wing. A flight is made up of 100s and 200s, and usually a POC is the commander. A squadron is made up of at least two flights and is led by a POC. For example, Cadet Morgan is Operations Support Squadron Commander. Group is made up of 2 or more squadrons. Cadet Henderson is an example of the operations group. The wing contains 2 groups, or at least 2 groups, and the wing will have their own wing staff that will not fall into a flight group or squadron. And an example of this would be Cadet Ritchie is our wing commander. My second point is chain of command. When sending emails up through the chain of command, you always want to make sure that you put the greeting of the day with the rank and the cadet, and then when you're finished with your body, put very respectfully, and then your signature block that includes your name, your rank, your flight, and then the detachment number. And then the importance of the chain of command is it's important to utilize it because it prevents information from being lost as it moves up the chain. It also allows any corrections to be made at the lowest level. Today I talked about wing organization and the chain of command. This concludes my briefing. Are there any questions?
Bravo flight. Did y'all come from the GLP?
You stand for more, right? No.
Oh, okay. So GLP, what does that stand for? Anybody know?
Leadership Project.
Group Leadership Project. Good. So the reason we do things is to give y'all an opportunity to practice leadership skills, and then also practice followership skills. Only one of you is going to be made the leader, but everyone else can still be an active follower while going through the Group Leadership Project. So the one today is going to test your teamwork, test your critical thinking, among a number of other things. So the purpose of this GLP is to help and emphasize the importance of motivating your team and working with uncooperative individuals. Definitely in ROTC, you're going to have some of that, and then even when you commission with enlisted personnel and also sometimes with fellow officers, you're going to have some uncooperative individuals that, tough luck, you're just going to have to find a way to work with them to still accomplish the mission that you're given. So here's the briefing on the situation that Bravo Flight has found themselves in. Your flight has been inserted behind enemy lines, and you find a river you must cross. Taking inventory, you see 6 lily pads you can balance on to make your way across. If at any time these lily pads aren't being touched, they will drift away down the river. If someone touches the water, they will be eaten by the piranhas and will lose use of an arm or a leg, whichever limb touched. The lily pads can only be moved by picking them up. Only picking them up. They cannot be rolled across the surface of the water. No one can be left alone on one side of the river. So if you are within more than an arm's reach of someone, then your flight just left an airman behind, and that's bad. And so we're going to penalize you by taking someone back across the river along with that person who's alone, just to set y'all back. All right, that is all of the, that's your mission there and the rules. You'll have 2 minutes to plan and then about 18 minutes to execute.
Cadet Price, you're leading us.
All right, so your planning phase starts now.
Okay, any ideas?
We have to hold them. Like we have to.
Those are our lily pads, by the way.
Oh, okay. So we had something like this in our leadership class in my high school, where we had to get over lava, but we had one more resource than we do here, and basically you can form a bridge, but you had to have someone else on the other side. We had to get everyone across. But with this one, we can only hold them. So we only have one person on the lily pad at a time.
I wasn't specified you had to.
Okay. So
At least
that,
one of them.
well, I know, but we can't have one person on the other side of the river by themselves. So if we have 2 people, we could use one lily pad for 2 people every time.
Yeah.
And like have a group of 2 going at a time. So it's like 2 people, 2 people, and so that they can hand them another lily pad. He can get off one. He can get off one and grab the lily pad as he's getting off and hand it to people behind him, so that they can keep doing that. So it would be 3 groups total.
Yeah.
2.
Are you sure we can just do 2 people? Like, I think we could probably
They
do
never
more,
said
or we
they can
could
all
do
be
less.
touching.
I think we're supposed to
Well, I mean, if those are
one
lily pads,
person.
think about how we're gonna have to get people
We can't
on
touch the water,
the
otherwise
lily
you'll lose
pad.
your legs.
I think
They never said
I think
they
we're
could
trying to
touch.
underscore ourselves. We can do more. We can definitely do more.
I think we can definitely do 3. I mean, we're capable. We can.
Or we can-
Regardless,
Hey,
the plan won't change.
guys,
You can see how many people
we
we
could
It goes
got.
through
carry
me.
each other too.
Okay, guys, Commander, everything's closed to me. Don't start arguing.
How would we carry people? Like, no offense, we could all, one of us could obviously carry you, but it would be a bit harder to carry.
Okay,
someone
guys,
else.
we have 6 lily pads. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you can't be more than an arm's length away from each other. That's the restriction. Do we have any time? Is there a specific time?
We have 18 minutes.
18 minutes.
That's fine.
Okay. Brimage, you'll be my deputy. You'll be my time hack. 15.
We're going till 10.
It'll be about 15 minutes.
All right, planning is over.
All right. So you're going with that?
Yeah, we'll go.
Begin.
Where's the river?
So you got until 10 after.
So this cones the river? Cones to cones.
Oh, okay.
So how do we not get that behind?
Oh, we can't.
Are those the cones?
Yes, cones to cones.
That's
Okay, back in.
right here.
Oh, that's.
You'll be at the back, following up the plan. Okay. Make sure everybody's
So is that what we're gonna do? What are we doing?
Huh?
Because if you have 4 people and each group has 2 lily pads, one to stand on, one to put down, they move and grab the other lily pad, get it to the other people behind it so that they can move, and then they just keep going on like that. Like, alright, so one person's gonna move, and the other person's gonna stand on that one so it doesn't get in the way, and they're gonna move to the next one. And then they're gonna keep doing that, and then we're just gonna be forming a line, basically. The last group will have to grab the lily pad, pass it up in front.
Okay. 15 minutes right there. You have time going?
Yes, we're going to commit to.
You're fine.
We have to get in. We should have first one.
Can't hold anyone. Can't hold us.
Jump on to the river.
Okay.
Oh,
You just lost your leg.
Left leg. Thankfully, he caught it before it drifted away.
Wait, do you want me to support you at some point?
Scoot the carpet closer. Scoot the carpet closer.
Oh, this is going to hurt you. Anyway, hit me one more.
I got this. Okay. Okay. So just.
No, just got washed away.
No! You hand it down. Hand it down. Hand it down the chain.
Okay.
Oh,
You can't touch the walls.
don't break anything. I'll have to fix it.
No, give me a lily pad.
Don't do it. No. I already got your plan. I already got you figured out.
Wait, stand on one so you got like.
Give me.
Get some earphones.
We don't want him to lose it.
Should have put them on your other leg.
I've already lost this.
Guys, don't hand.
I'll go with Danny.
I lost it.
I'll go with Danny.
He gonna push me under.
Okay. Alright. Hey, bring on that one?
Oh, okay.
You can get one more.
Keep on going. Here, grab this. Go on. Don't drop it down.
No, seriously. See, there's a book right there. Alright, stay there.
Touching the wall. No touching the wall. Hand it up. Good, David.
Here you go. If you're doing it for safety, like the paper cracking there on the floor.
Just put it down and like lean forward, and I'll hop on there.
Marks, your heel is hanging off. The prawners are coming. The prawners are coming to get your heel.
I only have one leg.
No, it seems like that spot was unoccupied for a little bit.
I thought you lost the leg.
You're on our team. Okay, Carlson, what'd you say?
It looked like that he was off that carpet square for a
I think
little
it was
bit.
too. I think
Hey, put your
washed away. I think that Price has to go back.
Can you reach over
They
here?
didn't wash away.
But put your foot on that one first.
Put my foot.
What? You just
What?
put your foot.
That's don't.
Use your hand. Use your hand.
He's pushing.
Here.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know how we're supposed to get you over here. You ready?
Thank you.
Do you remember how to do this one?
This one's secured.
It's a pretty classic one.
I don't get touch.
Okay. Plants are kind of big.
I will not Okay.
Okay.
What should I do?
Put it down, but don't let go of it. Put your hand on it. Step over. But don't. Yeah, there you go. Alright, we're gonna need another lily pad soon.
Here. So I can step on it. Now you can move.
Grab that.
What? No, you can't.
Okay. You can move now. Figuring out.
Yeah, but we still have to be able to get another lily. We have to make it all the way down there.
Oh.
Someone's gonna have to come back with all the lily pads. Like all of us go, and
Yeah.
one person
Yeah,
comes
that's a
back.
good idea.
I can do that.
Yeah, just
Yeah, so
Start moving.
Start moving. I could be the one that's like.
Got it?
Do you have to go?
I come to the next one. You should have gotten 2 people on each one.
What? No, that's me.
We're dead. Alright, grab this. Alright, you come over to this one then.
I'm good.
Grab that one. We have her come over to this one.
Alright, everyone has at least one buddy.
Ready?
Go.
This is a big
Here you go.
Thank you for spotting me.
Alright, since we only have 3 now, I'm making a longer jump.
No, because you have to. You have to be.
Don't let it go.
Don't make us jump.
Don't let
Because
it
you
go.
grab it.
Don't let it go. I'm not going to.
I know, but we're gonna have to grab it after.
Oh. No, because you can grab that one when you guys are on this one.
Is that Daniel?
Oh.
Is that a water fountain in the middle of the river that you're leaning? Oh. I thought you were leaning up against the water fountain.
Okay. Okay. Now you're good to go. I got you. This one's not going anywhere. So. Okay.
There's a tree stump. They have those, I think.
Okay, wait. You go. Okay, wait.
Oh, massive. That's gonna be a big jump. So.
No, that's why I gave them that one. So now they can step onto this. They can use that to step on it.
Give me something. Give me something.
Go step on it. Alright, now you can step over and then use it like that.
Okay.
Okay,
Wait, how many people have to get to the river?
ready?
All of us?
Everyone has to cross the line.
Very difficult. Just three.
You can do this.
Step on his.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Just keep it going.
Okay,
I got
go.
it.
Just do little small steps. We can go quicker that way.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Don't make it too
No, go
difficult.
fast. You can go faster.
Okay. Go. Get it. Go. Go.
This is hard work. Wait, who's gonna go back?
I'll go back.
I can go with you.
I have big legs. I can do it. Oh, actually, Mom.
I'm just.
You actually have a better idea of what you want.
Daniel, I don't want to criticize you or anything, but how are you going to get those back to
One.
We got it! We already have a
I
plan!
feel like your plans are lacking.
Like, you just left all of us behind. What?
I got
We're
it.
coming back.
Alright, step over.
How do you plan to do that?
Woo! Wait.
I know.
Ready, go.
Are you guys just going to leave us here all by ourselves?
We're going back for you.
Wait,
Promise?
How do you plan to do
You think you promised us out of?
no, please stop
That's
following.
what I do. All right, cool.
Hey, just
Good.
Which one? Who do you want to go with you?
Alright, let me get by real fast.
Hey,
Alright.
without a buddy?
Yeah, exactly.
The left
Do we
behind.
have to do it with a buddy?
Yes. Why did you leave Cadet Moffat behind?
I'm going back though. You guys said we can't have one person across the river by itself.
Yes, but we have to have somebody within arm's reach. Where's your battle buddy? You always gotta have the battle buddy.
Figure this out.
Someone go with him.
Why didn't we just throw it across like a frisbee? It never touched
Yeah, why don't you just throw it down here?
Yeah, that could
No,
have.
I can catch. Use the battle. I'm D1. I can catch.
Okay, how many do we have left?
We lost it? How?
Set it down.
I'll replay the tape for you if you want. You lost it.
Okay.
That Moffitt,
Move
why
back.
did you lose that? We need that. That's valuable. I can't go
Jump it.
there
Stay
without
on it. Okay, stay right there. Stay right there.
No, don't stay right
Watch.
there. We need you.
Stop.
We need you.
Stop. Okay, stay right there. Both of you guys can scoot on them. Scoot on
They
them.
said we can't roll them.
That scooting is different than rolling.
Yeah. Genius.
I feel like that's a safety hazard. It's a safety hazard.
Let him answer
It's
himself.
easier because you're not going to be able to scoot on the ground up there.
Yeah, we can.
Do you know how to scoot it? Demonstrate how you can scoot it. Oh, you can?
Not really on a carpet.
Well, it only works so far. How is it going to go across the carpet in this section?
Like I said earlier, we could have put them
Just
all.
think about it. Think about it. You can.
Can I use this for example?
Well, we lost like 3 to begin with,
Test it.
so we only had 3 to work with.
I know.
What other body part do you need?
Get out of here.
Hey, tell my best friends I'm
We're gonna need more than just
Sorry.
So if we only have 2 lily pads, how are we all going to get across there in 18 minutes? Less than 18 minutes.
Keep going.
Daniel, time hack. What's our time right now?
Did anyone think this through?
What's our time?
this through.
9:38. How are we going to do this
Stay on that one.
in 5.5
What
minutes?
other body part can you use along with your feet?
No, we won't be able to. We need
Daniel, I
to know.
have a plan.
Do you
Okay?
have a lily pad?
We all get on the
they're gone.
lily pads and we scoot across together. We say lily pads and push them over
Hey
there.
guys, if you have a
We have a third lily pad.
Oh, sweet.
put it
Wait,
over here and we'll think for a
A
second.
lily plaid.
Can I stand on this?
Think for a second.
Okay.
Oh gosh, what are you doing?
I'm helping Mooneyham. Mooneyham needs a battle buddy. She's all by herself. I'm sorry. Here. We're all good now.
Well, no, he's.
Okay, so what happens if we do this? Okay. Can you hit her? I think it's best if we split up. I think I go my separate way and you guys go your separate ways. And I think we'll just meet up down there. Okay. Just step up. Whoa.
Hey,
Lost that one.
See, now we're all crowded on here. Look at what you just did, Moffitt. You just caused a... Did you just jump across?
Guys, relax.
This is not a good situation. We are in a bad spot right now. How are we possibly? Okay. So we're gonna have to have like Moffitt come over here and invade my personal bubble in order for us to get that lily pad so we can cross the river.
Yeah.
You might jump in, you might fall in. I don't know.
I think Mooneyham.
No, yeah, you had to have one person go with
So
you.
now
So
we're
we
gonna
had.
do one person at a time. I don't know if this is the most efficient way of going about this. Moffitt, I think you gotta go back. I think Mooneyham
You wasted
and I
the
have to
day.
do it alone.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah, we were wasting time now. If you would let's go.
How do I do this?
Right, Mooneyham, get on the.
What am I gonna do? Am I just gonna step in over and then lose a leg? These legs
Jump
are
back.
Did you figure it out? Do you know how to scoot it with your body
Arm's
parts?
length. Reach arm.
No, but we have to have
Just think
two
about
people
it.
to go
How you
forward and
put the
back.
carpet on the floor.
With 3, you have to have a minimum of 3
I think
people.
you
going
deserve
back.
to lose a leg for that one.
What else can you do by with scooting?
Okay.
Gotta keep it up with the dress.
We can.
So if you're on that carpet, how are you gonna scoot it? So stand on it. Stand on it. All right, how are you gonna scoot it?
This is the problem. It's stuck on.
You can do it. Just think about it. How can you maneuver something that you're standing on?
Wait, I don't
Jumping.
think I'm in
That's one.
So try it.
I need a battle buddy.
But this doesn't matter.
Maybe. Is there another way you can jump?
Jump across?
You just
You got
lost
this.
your leg. Your heels are in
You're
the water.
close.
Your heels are in the
You're
water.
We just lost our lily pad.
toes.
We just lost it.
Well, there's the replacement. Don't give it to
Well, we just lost it.
Step on, yeah, because he just jumped.
My leg is not in the water.
Are you sure about that?
I was completely sure.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
I think you gotta come over here and invade my personal space, and then we'll put that lily pad over there, and then we'll just go and scoot our way to victory.
Bend down.
Look, that's the end zone right there. We're on the 10-yard line right now. We gotta go the full, go the full 100 yards and score right now. What's our time hack?
Lay down.
All
right, time's up. Time's up.
All right, index. All right, so who figured out what was going on? So okay, what was going on?
Cadets, Brimage, Carlson, and Stinnett were the difficult people that you had to work with that y'all referenced before the GLP started.
Right. So if you didn't figure it out, cadets Stinnett, Brimage, and Carlson were instructed to be difficult. They're not actually that difficult of people.
Lock it up, bro. Like,
I mean, they were selected based on pre-existing talent, but you know, they weren't at that level. What were some of the challenges that you faced, especially toward the end when they started getting more vocal about their disagreements?
I think a lot of I know we were down there, me and Salcedo was kind of like far away, kind of outside from it, but I feel like once you start losing lily pads, it's like, oh god, this is the end, there's nothing else we can do. But in reality, we could have been doing the same thing we were doing initially, because we made it down there somehow, you know? And so, in theory, like, we could use that same principle, but of course there's difficult people, and you have to learn how to work with difficult people and what they're reacting to and whatnot, so it's...
Did you have something? Yeah. What he said with how we did it the first time, it would have worked, and it would have worked the same way, but the majority of the time was wasted in one spot because they were disagreeing. And so there's no way to help that situation because they disagreed with anything we tried to plan. There's a saying that 10% of the people take up 90% of your time as a leader. That's kind of what we saw there. Who is the assigned leader?
I was.
Cadet Price. There was a point during the planning phase when our plants kind of interrupted and they were starting to kind of take control. And what did you say, Price? Do you remember?
To run it through me.
Yeah, you emphasized that communication needed to run through you, and that was good, and that kind of shut them up, at least for a little bit. And that was good. All the communication needed to run through you.
Because something really important about that is, or a reason for that is, sometimes he might have information that the rest of y'all don't. There have been times at field training GLPs where they'll pull the leader aside and then give them some extra instruction or some extra advice or something like that. And then if plans aren't running through him, how is that going to then get to everybody else?
Cadet Price was the official leader. At the very end there, when we called it, who is the real leader? Who is really the one who was directing communication, who had all the attention and spotlight?
Stinnett.
Cadet Stinnett, standing out there in the middle of the river, pointing people to places. And from the conversation I heard, everyone knew that Stinnett was a plant. And yet people were still listening to him and arguing with him. All right, any other lessons we learned here?
You could go.
Okay, so Brimage to the right,
Get
you guys
it.
are on my team looking to the left. And we basically, our job is to decide between red and blue. Our decisions will make us a certain amount of money. We don't yet know how much it's going to make us. All we got to do is decide between red and blue. We're going to have 18 minutes to decide make as many decisions as possible, make as much money as possible. So if you have Brimage, it'll be my time hack. I want updates probably just every minute, that'd be nice.
All right.
Carlson, you're gonna be my deputy. Really, just do we want to settle on a set color right now, or just want to play it by what comes up?
What information do we know about choosing a color?
We don't. We just pick a color.
Is there any other information besides the
Direct that to Joe Watson.
We can do a vote.
Okay, so it's basically the same thing. We have no idea how much money each one's going to give us. We just need to decide red or blue.
Would it be possible to Would it be possible
Are there any questions?
Do you want us to sit more?
Yeah, why don't you guys sit if you can? If, no, you don't have to. Brimage and Flint, if you want to move right over there.
Thank you.
We'll just call the court. You are welcome.
It's like a question.
Ejective cells and hockey with ejective.
Pick a card, so it's the matrix.
What if classes don't really amount of spots allowed?
So you have classes during all the spots that are open?
In the morning I have class and here would just be getting class and then trying to get a meeting. Just do PTO. How long is it going on?
What time do you have class?
It doesn't start at 2. It's gonna happen. I'm trying to get a meeting. This is for tomorrow, right? Or Saturday?
This is tomorrow, so it'll start at midnight tonight. Yeah. Well, you could, if you know any of these people, you could always ask, be like, hey, can you do this time slot, and I'll do here, whatever, you know.
We kind of screwed it.
Based on
Others than that.
Let's look at the colors. What do the colors represent? Red is bad. We know this. Green is good.
So this is just stock market. We're just betting. I don't know. We're just picking red and blue. Right. The stock market kind of like stock. We're kind of like picking up
But a lot of the time, underhanded things get you a lot of money.
So,
are we just taking
Plenty time.
I'm gonna go with blue because it's most popular.
You have 30 seconds to make your first decision.
I said blue. Let's go. Yeah, blue because it's most purple. Can we put those stuff that means consider say what that are Walmart.
It's like, put them on the ground, shove those, you close, like, you close that.
You know what? Yeah.
Please, any decision group A.
Blue.
+5 to both. You each got +5. 30 seconds. Make a decision.
Should we alternate?
Why change your color? You don't have to.
Let's find the pattern first and make a decision off the pattern.
Okay, so then do blue and see if they want to.
So try to figure out.
Blue.
5 seconds.
I understand, but like
When you roll, you're like
+5 for both teams. 30 seconds.
Wait.
You pull with red?
red.
-1 for both. 30 seconds to make a decision.
Are we gonna
red, 2 for blue. That way we don't have everybody talking to each other.
+2, -2. You have 30 seconds to make a decision.
Red, red. Okay. Well, I'm thinking red might pay off.
Yeah.
As long as you're red. One's red, one's blue. Okay, one's red, one's blue. Yeah. So now we go to blue.
I need a decision. +2, -2. 30 seconds. +5, +5. 30 seconds. I need a decision. +5, +5. 15 seconds. I need a decision.
That's fair.
Plus 2, minus 2. 15 seconds. I need a decision.
If they do wrong, we should start right because they who's always positive? I feel like there's something.
5 seconds.
Hey, we gotta do the same colors.
5 seconds.
Okay, so go blue.
No, why you both get points? Don't listen to them.
Minus 1, minus 1.
Hey, our decision, if we make the same decision, we get the same
15
result.
seconds.
No, okay, wait, just say it.
Don't listen to them.
You guys
Plus 2, minus 2. 15 seconds.
I just
I think the list in every question is a different.
Minus 1, minus 1.
Oh, we can't do anything more than
15 seconds.
Are we doing the exoscope?
Plus 5, plus 5. 15 seconds.
I can't do blue. So they do
Plus 2, minus 2. 15 seconds.
Any suggestions? Just keep going red.
I need a decision. I need a decision. Plus 2, minus 2.
Let's go!
15 seconds.
I mean, like, I'm pretty sure the camera has audio. You can't get audio.
5 seconds. I need a decision. I need a decision. I need a decision. Plus 5, plus 5.
Right now we're trying to right.
So like if there's something different between that lab and the
Plus 5, plus 5.
We've done
15 seconds.
red and red.
It's because
the original
where it's if we both do red now, we'll both get negative.
Okay.
Plus 5, plus 5.
Okay, that was fun.
15 seconds.
Battery's still going. It's 10.
What was the goal? Go back to the goal. We got so caught up in this.
Oh, we're trying to get much. One positive, no positive.
I need a decision.
Blue.
Plus 2, minus 2.
Oh, what are they going?
15
Oh,
seconds.
it's switch. Okay, it's up to 5. Now I remember red. No, because you're talking about so that's 5. I counted.
Plus 5, plus 5.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Okay, so guys. Okay, so now it's always after 5.
Plus 5, plus 5.
After 3.
15 seconds.
Hey.
Plus 5, plus 5. 10 seconds. Plus 2, minus 2. 10 seconds.
Go red. Wait, no, go red. Go red.
Plus 5, plus 5.
No, now it's blue.
10 seconds. Plus 2, minus 2.
Okay, it's still red. It's still red.
10 seconds.
Give him the card.
Red.
Plus 5, plus 5.
Okay, it's still red. So it's all I'm in.
10 seconds.
Just keep it until it's like.
Keep going. You know what? Just keep going until it's.
Plus 5, plus 5. 10 seconds. Decision. +5,
I think the problem is that
10 seconds.
red, is positive, then it's red. Soon it's gonna be blue.
+5.
Right now it's still red. So.
Oh, I remember this.
Actually,
I think I remember doing like
10 seconds.
I just don't understand the point of it. I guess I'm about to explain it, but.
+5. Last one. 10 seconds.
communication, like actually creates a group.
No, you didn't.
I did. I remember it.
We have nothing to lose.
+5.
Yeah, actually, that was that. No, they said we're getting money, so
Alright.
positive is good.
So, who thinks they know the purpose of this GLP?
Is it to test observation skills and communication skills?
I know you like me.
Not exactly. Anybody? Definitely.
At some point in your career, you're going to get a random decision you're not really going to know the outcome of. You're just going to accept what happens.
Maybe, but that's not the purpose of this GLP. Okay, Senate, trust your airmen. Not exactly the purpose of this GLP.
Sweet.
Okay, Daniel?
There is no purpose.
Well, I don't know what the result's going to be of our decision, but I know that maybe they're, like Carlson noticed the pattern, so if he's noticing the pattern and we're getting good results, I'm going to trust what Carlson's saying. So,
Yeah, it's kind of like that. The biggest thing was, as a flight, you wanted to get the most money. So, you were working as a group alone, and you were kind of working as a group alone. You're supposed to work together to get the most money. If you notice, at the beginning, blues were giving you +5 for each. And then we switched it on you and made red the +5. And then we switched it back to blue, and then we switched it back to red. The whole point was to get y'all to talk across groups to get the most money as a flight.
I thought we were like, we were separate flights, we were trying to get
No, you're two groups, but you're still one flight. Lock it up. So the last line of the prompt reads, your flight's goal is to amass as much wealth as possible within this time, not your group's goal.